Hey guys, it's Marty and welcome to Two Lines Slot Cars. Today's video, the Two Lines crew. We took a field trip yesterday and we went slot car racing. We went to Cincinnati, Ohio, which is about a 2-hour drive from where we're at here in Chillicothe. We met up with the guys at CincySlots. So shout out to all the guys who race at CincySlots. Just want to say they were phenomenal. We rolled in just hoping to observe how a race night, how it flows and how it operates and what guys are doing. And just we wanted to go watch some slot car racing. And they were having none of that. Our new buddy, Darrell, shout out to Darrell. He hooked us up with some of his backup cars. And they were running this month in January, they're running Group 5 analog. All of the guys were running sideways Group 5 cars. They were running analog, and then they were also running digital 124 Group 5 cars. So my brother Dusty and I, John Mark, got into some marshalling. He didn't jump on the track for the races, but he did get some laps in before all the racing started. And our new friend Darrell, he really he threw a bunch of cars at us. He had us trying all kinds of things on the track. We were having a lot of fun just doing some testing. But then when it came time to racing, there's some guys that are really fast. It was a great experience. I think I learned more in those 2 or 3 hours than I have the last 6 months. Just a shout out to the hospitality of all those guys at CincySlots. We got to witness some really cool things. We walked in, we're strangers, and they welcomed us in like we'd always gone there. I think the experience that we had is what every beginner could hope for in their first trip to a racetrack. Cool thing we got to witness was there was a man who I'm going to call Grandpa, and his son, and his son's son, who was probably a teenager, 12, 13 years old. And it's what makes me love this hobby so much is we got to see them walk in. They'd come a few weeks earlier to watch and see what happens. And the same thing happened to them that happened to us. Somebody let them borrow a car, and they got on the track and had a blast. And so, but we watched them show up to the shop, buy a car, put some tires on it. The guys that were racing helped them tune the car, and they put it on the track and had a blast. Probably all for under $100, maybe about $100. That is a fantastic entry point. And to see people experience that at a local track, a club track, was phenomenal. So kudos to the guys at CincySlots, all fantastic guys. There's some guys that are really fast. I didn't finish last, but they kind of smoked us, and it was all good. Loved every second of it. I've got some footage that I want to share. Let's check out some of the live action racing at CincySlots. So, guys, there you have it. There's some footage from the races at CincySlots. If you go to CincySlots YouTube channel, you can see the live stream of the whole evening and see my brother Dusty and John Mark and I get our butts kicked. They have a great layout. Again, it's making me think a little bit about making some changes to our layout. I really liked some of the things that they do there at CincySlots, but an amazing store. I don't know, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 slot cars for sale. I was so overwhelmed, I couldn't decide. I planned on bringing a slot car home. I just couldn't decide on what to buy. And so I figured maybe a Group 5 sideways car. I've never been much of a fan of the Group 5 until I got to see them right in front of me. And I'm like, okay, I could get into this. These are some cool cars. So maybe a sideways. Again, our friend Darrell, he kind of hooked us up and sent us home with some cars. I'll make another video of these cars on the track. Darrell let us borrow a few cars, and this is a Thunderslot Elva. I really, really like this car. Had a chance to throw it on the track. It's quick, it's fast, it handles phenomenal. And I can't wait to test this out on the track. Darrell, thanks, man. He snuck that in a bag of other cars. We got a little Honda Civic that is a monster. It's probably going to be it's probably going to be the new track record holder on Two Line Speedway. Another car that he sent home with us. He sent home a couple Trans Am cars, old school Camaros. He wants Dusty and I to race against each other. The little Honda Civic, which is insane. But another car is my first Revo slot. Again, these are all loaner cars. Darrell's going to let us borrow them for a few weeks. Holy cow. I've been watching videos for months, guys talking about Revo slot cars. This car is fantastic. I can't wait to get it on the track. Pretty amazing. So, again, I hope you enjoy the footage from CincySlots. Shout out to Bruce and Darrell and James and Bernie and Scott and Josh. And there were other guys. I think there were 17 guys that raced the analog Group 5 race. So nice big crowd. I'll post a picture here of the finishing order, and I won't tell you which car I was so that you don't know how bad I did. But what an amazing evening. Shout out to those guys for being so kind and really willing to share their knowledge. And they made it such an amazing experience for the beginner slot car enthusiast. I mean, we've never been to a track outside of the track that I have here in the studio. That's it. That's the only place we've raced. So this was our first trial at a public track, racing with guys we've never raced before. It was an incredible experience. Go check out CincySlots. He's got a ton of cars out there on his website. If there's a car that you've been looking for, he probably has it. Give him a call. Go to the website. Go buy something. Help him out. Well done. Thanks for having us. Guys, if you like this kind of content, you want to learn more about the slot cars and the slot car hobby as a beginner, and moving into the novice space, like and subscribe, give me a thumbs up, hit the bell so you get notified anytime I put a video out there. And guys, I really appreciate all the things that you're doing. I mean, handing me cars to play with on my track for a few weeks. I never thought that would ever happen. And here we go. Darrell gave me more cars than I actually own myself. So this is going to be amazing. Can't wait to create more content so you can see how these cars perform on Two Line Speedway. Guys, thanks for hanging out. Really appreciate you, and go have some fun racing.